So as much as I can today and play a bit of catch up. I lost some the giant Swede at home in the propagator. Stuff that's down here is doing fine, so I've put some more in. Rutabaga, that's the ones I'm putting in here. So they're off Tyrone Lehman, who I got the seeds from the giant vegetable pack. I've also got some warrior parsnip as well, which I'm just putting in now as well. And I've also got some giant Swede that I got from Medwin's, which I'm going to put in as well. So I'll have plenty of giant Swede to go off. I need to get it in now basically, because I'm playing catch up with the other stuff. So that's the giant parsnips in. We'll give them a go. Might as well, doing the giant carrots, might as well give the giant parsnips a go as well while I've got them. So another thing done, that's them done. I'll open up my packet. I'll find the giant Swede from Medwin's now. Well, disaster strikes yet again, and for the third time. Let's see if I can get this bloody tank sorted out. This is the last time I'm going to do this because I'm not doing it anymore. It's going to be sorted and done properly. I'm using the metal tank, and I've already started. I've already cut the pipe with old tools. Shattered after doing that. I'll show you what I've been managed to get sorted for the time being though, but I've got to shoot off. So the metal bin that I got, the metal section with the pipes, I've put that in temporary. I need to get some more hose clips. I've run out and that's leaking, so I just tried to get a temporary fix on there, but it's not working, so I have to take that off, put some more silicone seal on tonight when I come back from work and get that sorted out. But that's going to have to be waiting until later on. It's leaking really badly, but I will get that sorted out properly this time round. Once you get all of them other bits sorted out, I've put them on top of there. I'm just tidying up now. I've managed to get that chimney section on the top of there as well. So I'll either see you tonight or I'll see you tomorrow morning for more fun and games. Morning guys, it's Tuesday morning, down in the plot very early this morning because I've got obviously this tank to sort out. I've also got another plan to get sorted out, that's going to be the side meshing for the tunnel. I'm going to get that sorted because I found my stapler and I've already got some staplers as well. So that's what the plan is so far this morning. So I'm going to get that sorted outside. I've already started sealing this tank up, and then once that's dried I'll be able to sort the rest of it out as well and put the Jubilee, the hose clips on, just tighten and squeeze everything together. So that's the plan. Let's get cracked outside. It's a lovely day today, so some outside work to do. There we go, that's the skirt done, all the way around. Hopefully this stuff lasts longer than the last stuff. I mean, it already feels better quality stuff to start with. So that's the skirt on. So it's a shame, it's a nice day today because I could have gotten the cover on, but that's a job for another time. I've still got to get inside of here, I've still got to rotivate all this over. And rotivate that side over as well and get some manure on, so I'll wait until I do that and then I'll put the cover back on in a couple of months time. Still got plenty of row left, so I can use that for netting elsewhere. Right, time to go and sort out the rest of that tank. Well, look what I found here. Extras of spring bulbs. I've got tulips, daffodils, crocus, all the stuff that should have been put in months ago. I'm going to put them in anyways. I'm going to put them in the ground outside, then I can just forget about them. They're going to go next door in the flower bed when I get a chance to go and do that. So I've sorted out the fire section. I don't want to show you that because it's like repetitive. So I'm going to just see what's outside, see what I can get on with and see what else needs doing today. Thursday, day off today. Woohoo! Still got loads to do at home, I mean just the garden. So while I'm down here in the morning, I was down here about 11 o'clock last night. Tank's not sealed, but it's sealed enough to have the fire running, which is exactly what I need. I've come up with a little contraption to keep the water topped up as well while I'm not here. and that seemed to work last night, so I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to start getting the dahlias sowed as well. This from seed. So I got these from Ant's allotment. I got them a little while ago. I've been looking forward to putting them in, and I'm going to start them off today as well. I've got a few more cuttings to take as well from the mini mums. If you remember from last year, I got a couple of packets of mini mums from Morrison's, and I managed to save them. And I took cuttings from them, and I had a mountain of mini mums which are beautiful. It's the small bushy plant. So I'm going to take some more from the ones that are ready to be taken, and I'll show you them afterwards. So I'm going to get cracked on, then I'm going to head up home, and I'll see you after that basically. So what I've devised, just to keep the water topped up, as you can see, I bought some new hose clips, but it's still not fully watertight, but it does the job, and it's warm and it's hot enough. What I did was, because the water level was dropping from the top down to here, we've got with the pressure, I could just leave it like that. Not with the pressure, but it was just dripping from the water, sorry. What I've done is I've gotten the old tank, tipped it upside down, got a 10 litre bucket on the top, and in there I've got the water for the hose running from that over the top to there. It's inside the tank. So what happens is, this water, wherever the water is on this side, is where the water is on that side. So if the water was down here, the water will be matching up on that side, because as soon as that drops down, this water feeds into there. So if I was to lift this up, the water would rise up. If I was to lower it down, it would lower down. So all I need to do when I come in now is just come in, top that bucket up, and that's the tank filled. Yes, it's a hard on, it's a pain in the backside, but you've got to do what you've got to do. And I just came up with that 11 o'clock last night, just so that I get the fire going. It's getting a bit nippy outside now, so I need the fire on through the day today. So I'm pleased I managed to come up with that. So I'm going to get cracked on. I've got the trays to sort out. I've got the little heat bench to sorted already on there for I'm going to put these cuttings. I've already got them ones down there on the bottom pipe, for the heat from the pipe comes up and warms the bottom of that up. And I'll do the top, same for the top there now. So I'm going to get on with these. First batch of mini mums for 2019. So I've got 32 pink and 8 bronze so far. Now I did have a limited number of bronze stools, but there we go. Used compost like I did previously. Used compost in a cold greenhouse. The temperatures have done the job for it. You can't put them in a heated greenhouse. And there we go, the first lot of cuttings have been taken. And there's still some more foliage coming through on there as well. So I'm going to take these stools back into the middle greenhouse. I'm going to pop this. I'll pop these 40 in this tray, and that's going to go on top of the heat bench for to develop the root systems on the bottom. Right, time to get on and get the dahlias sowed. I've grown dahlias for the past 2 years. The first batch I grew in the raised bed, it was only 7 plants. I bought them from Wilkinson's. I put them in March, or whenever the case was, I think it was May or something like that. Put them in the 1st of May, or whenever it was, and left them be, and fell in love with them. They look lovely, lovely flower, lovely bunch to take away. Next year I decided to try something different, and from them tubers I took cuttings, and I also bought the cheap Poundland version ones as well, from last year, the Mignon Reds and Mignons and stuff like that. Well, time to try something new this year. So very kindly, and from Ant's allotment has sent me some dahlia seeds to have a go with. Now, he sent me some Dahlia Black Beauty, some giant hybrids, some dwarf cactus, mixed ones, some Dahlia Firework, and Dahlia Dandy, Colorette Dandy, Variblius Colorette Dandy. So I'm going to get these all sowed at the same time, even if they come in all at the same time as well, because it doesn't really make much of a difference, to be quite honest. So I'm going to get these sowed now. I'm going to put them into long trays. I need to find me long trays, and then I'm going to pop them in. I'm just going to leave them into this one greenhouse as well. So let's see what these seeds are like. From the investigation and the research I've done so far, the seeds themselves are rather large seeds, so you can put these into large trays. And I think they're a bit like when you're transplanting geranium or polygarium. They can be transplanted, no problem. Other than that, I might put them in cell trays. I don't know. I'm going to have a quick think about it and see what I need to do. Colorate dandy. We'll be going 1, 2, 3. Next ones will be going 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth till I reach the end, because there's 60 seeds and there's 60 seed cell trays. So let's see what these dahlia seeds look like. Push them into even on the top of the soil. Then once they're all on, and I can see that I've got them all on, what I'll do is I'll push them all in. So there may be more than 15 in this packet. And for another time. Thank you very much. There's more than 15 of these ones in. I'll put them ones back in there. So I'll go through the last two, I'll pop them in, and we put. And then just give them a bit of a water in, just to moisten off the top. It over the top of them as well. Voila, 60 dahlias in. These go on, because like I say, I've never grown from seed before, so it'll be interesting to see how they progress and see how long it takes to come up and things like that. All be lessons learned from this year for next year as well. So that's them done. That's me pretty much done for down here this morning. I'll see what I can get up to this afternoon, possibly back at home as well, because I've got a lot of things to do at home as well with the mother-in-law moving. So I'm going to go and help her get sorted out as well. It's now Friday morning. I am down the garden this morning to sort the fire out, and I'm also going to start sowing the carrots outside. So as you know, I've got the carrots in the buckets inside here as well. They're going to go outside, and I've already prepared the bed next door for the first batch of Amsterdam forcing carrots to go in as well. So I've got 4 packets. They weren't £2 a packet, trust me, 30p in the sales. So I'll be taking 1 packet of these next door, and I'll show you how I'm going to sow these ones, because I'm going to do a couple of different sowings this year. Okay, hands and knees time. So I've prepared the carrot bed. This has just been lightly dug over and tidied up and leveled off. It's a very fine compost in here. That it's good for carrots. I'm going to be doing the carrots 2 ways this year. One way is I'm going to put them in as I normally do, just make a trench, sprinkle the carrot seed in, and just thin out as and when needed. The other way I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be basically making holes, putting the compost in, coring them out, putting the compost in single sections, and just putting a couple of carrots on top of there. But that's going to be in the beds next door once I sort the blue cover out. So I'm just going to quickly go through this, and I'll do a little bit of voiceover action while I'm doing it. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is I've got a straight piece of pipe, metal pipe, and all I'm doing is just making a small trench all the way down and trying to do it as centrally as possible. Just trying to make like I say, a small trench, just so I can sprinkle the carrot seeds down. So I'll just move this all the way down, just moving the earth along, so I've got just enough to be able to sprinkle the carrots in. Now we don't want too many in one spot, so just lightly just tap the seed out into the trench. Now, of course, making sure there's plenty over the course of the space. You've got to think of it this way, you've got to basically thin them out when it comes to when they're a little bit bigger, just so that you can develop more, the carrot itself can develop more. So in here, as you can see, I'm using Amsterdam forcing, and just one full packet of Amsterdam forcing has done this entire row. So just finishing off the end there. Once you're happy with the spacing of the seeds, all you need to do is just, like a plough with one hand or two hand, just cover them over very lightly. I like to leave a little mound in the centre where the carrots are, just so we can see where they are. I'll be keeping an eye on these over the coming weeks, and as soon as I see any form of germination, then I'll just keep an eye and see which one's a weed and which one's a carrot, and I'll have to keep on top of the weeds. Last but not least, the marker. I've put one at that end, one at this end, so I know exactly when they were sown, and that's sorted out. Time to get the cloches put on top. Jobs are good. Couple of carrots off the top shelf with the little propagator added over the top, and was met by a nice surprise. Two surprises actually. So I've got them in front of me here. So there's the first surprise. Pleased to see that they've come up. Second surprise is, if you see this one here, it looks a little bit different to the other seeds. Now these ones are carrot. You can tell by the look of them for the young plants. Seasoned gardeners will know the difference. They're small, they've got tiny little leaves, thin leaves, and then they'll produce the root itself on the bottom. This little blighter here, once again seasoned gardeners will tell, is a tomato seed. Now this is brand new fresh compost, out of the bag, not being touched. Carrots were sown on the top with compost over the top, little sprinkle of compost over the top. I don't know what tomato that is, so that's going to be taken out of there and removed. There's a little weed in there as well, which is to be expected sometimes with the compost. I'm going to take that out and we're going to nurture that, and we'll see exactly what kind of tomato it is. So yeah, this is going to go outside. I'm going to do another bucket like this now, because it's been 2 weeks. Since it's been 2 weeks or a week, it's 13th, yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I did this, so I'm going to do another one, and I'll do another one in a couple of weeks time as well. Whew. I think I'm going to get started sowing this. Maybe it's a little bit early, but I'm going to start sowing the broccoli. I've already got some cauliflower in down the bottom, and some larger cauliflower as well, so I'm going to start doing some broccoli. With having next door now as well, I shall have plenty of space to be able to get some brassicas in. I've never done brassicas next door, and I've never seen them do brassicas next door. We'll see how these progress this year, and that'll be basically whether or not I'll continue growing brassicas at the allotment. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to jump the middleman out. Instead of just sowing them like I have done previously in the little tiny little pots and progressively each week, I'm going straight down the the small cups in any case. So all I'm doing is 2 per pot, then I'll single them down to 1 per pot. What will be 20 broccoli. These will be going into the cold greenhouse down at the bottom of the garden, and they will be kept in there. So I'm going to go and take these down and see what else I can get sown in the meantime before I need to shoot off. The last thing I'm going to sow this morning are petunia. Now I did attempt to do some hanging baskets last year, complete failure. That was with the asters and the other bedding mixes. I need to actually sort them baskets out actually. So what I'm doing this year is I've selected certain plants which look lovely in look lovely in the hanging baskets themselves last year. They are begonias, petunias and other things as well, which I've got to start getting sowed. I'm not doing many bedding plants. I say I'm not doing many bedding plants. I've still got marigolds to sow and things like that, but they are for purpose, and I'll be sowing a lot of those. So I'm going to sow these, put a cover over the top of them again. Always read what it says in the packet. Now it says sow from February indoors. It's now March, even though it's just been March. Pinch out tips for bushier plant, and that's when they're 4 inches tall. So just like sweet peas, pinch out the tops. There's 750 seeds in here, so I'm going to be sowing these thinly. And as it states on the packet, sow thinly in trays of seed compost. Well, I'm going to be sowing them in drills. Makes it easier for it to pinch out and transplant on. So cover with glass. Keep 18 to 24 Celsius. Seedlings should appear within 14 to 25 days. So these, just like the other ones, will take a little while. I'll put them on top of the pipes just to keep the heat on them. Not on top of the pipes, but just above them, just to keep the heat on the bottom of them. They do require light. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to put them on the top shelf. Sorry, yes, they do. They require light to be to germinate. So these won't be getting covered up neither. So just going to get these sowed, and that's me all done for today. I've got to go and sort them roses out anyways, but that's me done for the little garden today and anyways. Very small seeds. Put a couple on my hand here. Very, 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 very small. You can just make them out there in the palm of my hand. So these need to be sown very carefully. Place these ones in. Petunia, not covering them up, going on the top shelf, and that's that sorted out. Hello, happy Saturday morning. Sun is shining down the allotment, about 9 o'clock. I've got lots to do today, not so much just garden related. I've got to go and dig them roses out, climbing roses from the mother-in-law's. There's also an apple tree there which I need to get sorted. I'm just going to chop them back, bring them down and sort them out. I've also need to bring some ventilation, some kind of ventilation in, which I have done with a fan, which I'll show you in a second, and I'll show you what I'm going to use for the power source as well. So bear with us, give us a second, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So I've got my fan, and how I'm powering this fan is with an external power pack, which I'll take home when they're on night time and charge up again for the next day. I'm down here twice a day in any case. So this fan I brought from home. I had to buy a new one because I had it hanging like that, so the fan was pointing down over onto the plants, circulate around the air room, but the plastic section on here kept on falling off. So what I've done is I've taken it apart, and as a quick bush fix till I go and get some super glue, got an idea, brought some chewing gum. So put a bit of chewing gum on the end, and as long as I keep it still like that, bit of air movement in the greenhouse. And we need it for a day like today, especially with the sunshine. It did get up to, it's up to 35 degrees, which is, what's it, 35, so 80 Fahrenheit. It's a bit too warm for the greenhouse, so I've opened up the vents, I've opened up the doors and the windows, and I'm getting this fan going as well. So I'll take in, show you and tell you about another bush fix. And it's to do with this water tank. So just another bush fix like I was mentioning before. I've got the tank there. Got a couple of leaks on the bottom, that's because the tank is full, of course. I've got the one tank on there which is siphoning the water from there into the top of the pipe, and it's keeping it level like I mentioned. And then on here I noticed that after 6 to 8 hours this was empty and it wasn't sucking the water back through, so I've just put a little additional top up on here as well. Now I came this morning, this tank was leveled out, this tank was full, so was that one. So for the time being, quick fix, that's that sorted out. What also I'm going to do is as well, because I was watching a bit of telly, and on radiators, quick bushcraft fix is basically on a radiator system, pop an egg into the tank, the egg will circulate around, and as it's circulating around, the yolk, when it cooks, will plug up any holes. So I'm going to give that a go. See if it works, just for a laugh. So I'm going to get one of the egg, I'm going to get an egg, I'm going to pop it in there and see how things go with that. And I'll let you know what it's like after I've done it. Well, let's have a look at the hole. So I've got 1, 2, 3 rose bushes. I've got a small rose bush there. I've got 2 climbing rose bushes there as well. I've just submerged them in water until I get sorted on Monday. Getting a load of hose. These will all be going away, of course. Tools, brush, fork, cutter, all of them. I'm getting a hydrangea, and I'm getting some more other goodies as well. I've got a few more things I need to take to somebody else's house. I'm going to do that now. So that'll be me done for the day. I've got to go to work. I'll be back tonight to sort the fire out. I'm work early tomorrow, so I'll be finishing off the video tomorrow night when I finish work. So I'll see you tomorrow evening. Well, Sunday evening, down at the allotment, sorting the fire out. I'm going to call it an evening. So this is the end of the video. So not much done today, but plenty done this week. Find out more to be done next week. I'm going to get the lilies planted tomorrow. So see what I'm going to do with them. I'm still in 2 minds whether I put them in pots to start with, or to put them direct. I'll see what happens, see what I feel like. Got potatoes chipped and everything like that as well, and any time to get those in. So everybody, thank you very much for watching this week. I'll catch you all next week as well. So thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking, thanks for commenting, and if you haven't done so already, hit that bell. See you later.